Today we're here at Real Estate Analytics we're in the office with Amodine. Amodine, can you tell us a little bit more about your company?
Yeah, I'm actually happy that you came over. So here is kind of my domain. So I'm working
Yes.
for this company called Real Estate Analytics. Under it, we have a few products for real estate agents, but also for developers. We are kind of trying to collect big data about property, real estate domain in Singapore, but also overseas. So yeah, and I'm one of the person that is working on the product that we develop for developer.
Okay.
And then we have a big team that is working for this project, Real Agent,
Yes.
for real estate agents.
Okay, so that is a little bit of background on Real Estate Analytics. So every single data that we're showing today is from this company. We're about to drop you some very interesting numbers and graphs, so watch really closely.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first thing we want to establish is the total number of condos in Singapore, right? There are approximately 2,500 condos in Singapore. Now, this is a very important number because in a moment's time, right, we're going to be flashing out a map of Singapore, and on the map, there are going to be 93 dots. Can you tell us what this dot represents?
Yeah, so this is a topic that you started.
Yes.
That is actually really interesting.
Very
Is
interesting, yeah.
Which of the projects in Singapore are unprofitable? What we mean by unprofitable is that
Yes.
they have more unprofitable
Transaction.
transaction, capital loss, than profitable transaction.
Okay, so I'm looking at this map right here. Okay, every single one of these dots represents one condo. If you count, there's 93 different dots.
Yes.
Now, what's very interesting based on our observation is that there is a huge concentration of unprofitable condos right smack in the middle and the central of Singapore.
Yeah, it's quite clear. There are
Yes.
definitely some outlier. Sentosa.
Yeah,
JB.
Sentosa seems like quite interesting
yeah.
as well. Yeah.
I mean, we can discuss
Yeah.
about the inside later because I think I kind of understand why those are like that.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely there are a few districts that are clearly that have higher likeliness of being unprofitable.
So all these thoughts that we think, like location, it might be a myth.
Yeah,
Because
so central might not be better.
yes, yeah. So the more central you are, that doesn't mean it's going to be more profitable. So look at this map. We're flashing it right now.
Something to mention here, we are talking about property investment, like not property to live. Like
Yes.
technically, when you buy a property to live, you are not expecting to make a huge return. I feel like, so if you are buying a property to live in, you might look at the location being central like a good thing.
Oh
But
yes,
in
Yeah.
our analysis
Yes,
inside
yes.
of today,
correct.
it won't be the case.
So basically, we're talking about cost of consumption.
Yes.
We just need to be aware that if we're going to buy a property in a central location, yeah, it might be convenient and all that kind of stuff, but there is consumption cost to it.
Yes.
Because turns out, I mean, we're looking at this,
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's very profitable. All right, so let's look at the first breakdown that we are looking at right now. Breakdown by project age.
Yeah, so we can see that most of the projects are between 5 to 20 years
5
old.
to 20 years old, yes.
Meaning that they have launched from 2017 to 20 years ago.
Yeah, to right now, right? So everything that we're showing you is based on, as of today, as of 2023, these unprofitable condos most of them are between 5 to 20 years old,
Yes.
right? We will not be mentioning the names of the condo because we don't want to offend anybody who's living there right now.
We
But
gave the list to Thomas.
yeah, I have the
So-
list, so you can reach out to me if you want to know. We can have a private discussion and analyze it together, right?
Maybe you will recognize your point. Oh, you feel like this is your condo.
Yes, yeah.
I
We
want
don't
to
want
check
to
out.
exactly. So breakdown by project age. This is one very interesting thing to know, right? Between 5 to 20 years. And now let's look at the project size. So this represents the number of units within the development, right?
Yes.
So what can we see from here?
We can see that, I mean, we can assume that smaller development have like a higher likeliness of being unprofitable.
Yes.
We can see through this, like just taking into account the number of unit counts, the number of units within a project. Smaller development, less than 50 units. There are only 20 of them that are unprofitable. But
Out of the 93.
Yeah, out of the 93.
Okay.
It's more like between 50 to 500 units. that we see like
Huge chunk of unprofitable condos fall within the 50 to 100 unit development.
yes.
And we move on to breakdown by floor count. For those of you who think that high rise, low rise doesn't matter, it's a myth, right? Because what can you just share with us? What can we see here?
So even though we say based on the number of units, the size of the project doesn't really matter, like the smaller is not bad. In terms of high rise, low rise, it seems to have a trend where the project that have less than 10 floors
Yes,
usually
unprofitable. This is a very interesting statistic, no? Because we're saying the bulk of the 93 condos that are unprofitable have less than 10 floors.
Yes.
So low rise properties developments tend to be more unprofitable as per this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Likeliness.
Yeah. In fact, I was very shocked as I was talking to you just now because I was expecting a lot more unprofitable condos in Singapore. There are only 93.
I mean, here we're only like doesn't mean that other projects don't have unprofitable transactions.
Yeah.
It just means that the ratio was higher for those 93
There's
projects.
93. So it's very important for people out there who are looking to buy a property, want to avoid buying the wrong property, to understand the commonalities between these 93 developments. Right, the next one, we are also looking at this. Oh man, this is the most interesting. Can you blow our minds, man?
Most of the projects that are unprofitable on our list today are actually freehold projects, so freehold and 999 years. Yeah.
Oh man. You want to know that one? You got to DM us to find out more. We cannot say the name, right? It's not right. But yeah, just know. So a lot of people, especially when you buy property, right, they take into consideration, oh, it needs to be freehold. I'm going to pass it down to my next generation, legacy planning, all that kind of stuff. Statistic shows that freehold might not be, I cannot say might, in fact, it's 99% the most profitable, right?
Yeah. And I mean, we are going to talk about it later, but I think this one can be explained by the length, like, so the transaction, when you do transaction and then you hold the property, the duration you hold that property, we are going to see in the insight, actually, you might not want to hold on to that property for so long.
So you're saying the longer you hold on to the property, the more unprofitable it becomes.
Yeah.
Alright, so now let's talk about the land size that your condo is sitting on. Because it seems like there's a huge correlation between the size of the land and the profitability of the development. So can you take us away?
Yeah, I mean, I think like most people would know that if a land is small, then there is a limit of how tall a building can be and how many units your land can contain. So it's like requirement by the government of the developer that they have to build a certain type of project. And we can see that most of those projects have a land that is under
50,000 square feet, right?
Yeah, most of them under 50,000 square feet, and even like majority, like most of them under 100.
Under 100,000 square feet. So if the condo that you're staying in is between under 100,000 square feet, right? You need to take note of this because it seems very clear that the big chunk of the unprofitable developments, right? They are sitting on small pieces of land.
Yep.
Right. So we can also explore this. So there are some unprofitable condos that is more than 200,000 square feet, but they are also unprofitable.
Land size is just a factor of other things. It can also mean that a particular project don't have like a pool or other facilities that other projects have, and that can impact the value of a project.
Okay, that's some very good insights. Okay, so to wrap things up today, we're going to give you some very interesting conclusions, right? So can you tell us what is the average PSF of the unprofitable units?
So for this project, the average PSF is, to be exact, 2,133.
Yes.
This is the average, but we can see that about 66 projects have a PSF that is above 1.8.
Yes.
So this includes like all unit types, is just on average the PSF.
And the average price point of all these unprofitable developments is in the range of $2.9 million.
Yes.
So if your condo falls in that category, you might want to check with your bankers the valuation and, think about how you want to proceed, right? Now let's talk about the average holding period as well.
Yes. So I mentioned that it was about 7.5 years.
Yes.
But most of them were like all for over 4 years. So if you are in this unit for more than 4 years, I would ask myself some question. Is it a good time for me to sell?
Sell. Okay, so most of them hold for average of 7.5 years, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then what about the average capital depreciation of these 93 condos?
So it's about 200K. So for their transaction,
Yes.
they bought to how
Yeah.
much this
So assuming they buy at 2.9, then they sell at $200,000 below 2.9.
Yes.
Right. But for those of you who want to dive a little bit deeper, that also means you don't get your stamp duty back, agent fee, legal fee, maintenance, and all that kind of stuff. All right. So we're talking also about the variety of unit mix.
Yeah. So that's maybe an assumption we could have is like those condos are unprofitable because they are not able to answer to kind of like a mixed public. So those condos are not able to answer to a mix of population, have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. But it's actually not the case. Most of those projects have a variety of units mixed. So they have 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom, even
Yes.
like penthouse.
Yes.
So it's not about that, but we can look at their pricing strategy. It seems that there is like something that is a little bit off. Like I could dive into like specific project
Yes.
project case, but we can see that some projects have like, for example, a 4 bedroom that costs less, like PSF,
Yes.
than a 3 bedroom.
The 4 bedroom is
And-
cheaper than
yeah.
a 3 bedroom.
And
Okay.
sometimes the size of the 4 bedroom is about the same
That's the
as the 3 bedroom. So the quantum price will be about the same.
yes. Okay.
So that's where, like, for example, as a company, real estate analytics, we can help developer in their pricing strategy so that they can their new launch, they can price them better. It's going to impact the market in a better sense opportunity for both buyer, developer, everyone.
Amazing. Last point. Let's talk about the percentage of foreign ownership within these condos, right?
Yeah. So because we mentioned those projects that are unprofitable in Sentosa, I look at them and I could see that some of those projects are actually mostly foreign owned. So it could be for investment purpose. Some of them are like 40% owned by foreigner, which is like
40% of foreign ownership within a single
yes,
condo.
which is the average for Singapore is more like 10%. So it's definitely a big part. Their strategy might be different in terms of like capital gain than everyone. So
And so this we need to say the magic number. The magic number would be
so it's about 20%.
20% on average, right? So across these 93 unprofitable condos, right? 20% foreign ownership is the number that you want to look out for.
Yes.
If you have any other questions, any other things you want us to analyze, please leave a comment in the comment section below. If not, we're going to wrap up today's episode. There's quite a lot of information for you guys to digest. We cannot say the name of the condos. If you want more information, you can DM me. If not, in the next episode, we're going to be talking about
So we can talk about like those facilities that those projects have,
Yes.
what are the facilities you should look out for.
Yes.
The perfect distance to MRT of like those projects, are they far or
Yes.
close to the MRT? Is it impacting the price? And
Yes.
all those kind of factors with school, highway, like just let us know what you want to have insight on and we will look it for.
Okay, then that's all for today. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.